Highly educated IELTS candidates often plateau at a band 6.5 because they prioritize sounding academic over being precise. The harder they try to force complex language into their essays, the more likely they are to jam the very logic the test requires. The primary indicator of this is the saturation of memorized cohesive devices. Test takers often insert words like moreover, furthermore, and in addition into nearly every sentence, regardless of the logical connection. High-scoring academic writing functions through structural architecture and precise vocabulary. An over-reliance on transition words often obscures the writer's lack of actual sentence variety. We can identify exactly what works by looking at the grading authority. Deconstructing the scoring rubric used by Cambridge examiners reveals the specific benchmarks required for a Band 8. Reaching the top bands requires moving beyond rote memorization. You have to understand the specific syntax requirements of the test and build your responses to satisfy those technical parameters. This grid defines the criteria examiners use to calculate a final score. In the coherence and cohesion column, the requirements for each level are explicitly detailed. The Band 6 descriptor includes an explicit penalty for faulty or mechanical cohesion. This occurs when a student uses linking words as a substitute for natural progression. At Band 8, the standard changes. The rubric requires cohesion that manages all aspects of the text so smoothly that it attracts no attention. In this context, a simple word like but is often more effective than a clunky phrase like on the contrary. But provides a clean logical signal without interrupting the reader's flow. Effective transitions are invisible. When your paragraph transitions are seamless, the examiner can focus on the complexity of your grammar and the depth of your arguments. Lexical resource at Band 7 and above relies on an awareness of collocations, the way specific words naturally pair together in academic English. To a native speaker, certain combinations sound correct, while others sound forced. Writing intensive traffic is technically understandable, but it violates the established lexical patterns of the language. The standard collocation is heavy traffic. In the English lexicon, specific adjectives and nouns are paired according to frequency and usage. This base sentence is typical of a Band 6 response. Furthermore, governments should do things to stop bad air because it causes stress. We start by removing the forced transition word. Then replace do things with governmental intervention and bad air with air pollution. The resulting sentence, governments require intervention to stop air pollution, conveys academic authority through precision rather than artificial linking words. Grammatical range is the next hurdle. A Band 8 score requires a wide range of structures, with the majority of sentences being error-free. This sentence uses the basic conjunction because to show causality. We can upgrade this using a participle clause to compress the information. Removing the pronoun and conjunction creates a sleek clause. Having seen the effects of climate change, the scientific community has sounded the alarm. Another tool for variety is the cleft sentence. This structure emphasizes a specific noun within an argument. Adding it is and a relative pronoun shifts the focus. It is companies which have the responsibility of curbing emissions most. These structures move you away from repetitive subject-verb-object patterns, signaling a high level of grammatical proficiency. We reach the highest levels of grammatical range with frameworks like inversion, a structure rarely attempted by candidates below Band 7. Inversion flips subject and verb order to provide emphasis, often triggered by a negative adverb. By placing not only at the start, citizens should becomes should citizens. The sentence gains a formal, emphatic tone. Not only should citizens use their cars less, but advanced conditionals offer further variety. You can create hypothetical if-then scenarios without using the word if at all. A standard conditional like if governments implemented measures can be restructured into a more formal hypothetical. Were governments to implement measures, pollution could be reduced. While mastering these frameworks is essential for the grammatical range requirements of Band 8, they must be supported by a fully developed response and logical paragraphing to secure the final score. When we combine these elements, we create a paragraph that satisfies the Band 8 criteria for both grammar and vocabulary. A diagnostic scan highlights the integrated collocations, governmental intervention, and adverse effect. which provide the precision required for higher-level lexical resource. A second scan identifies the advanced grammatical skeleton. These structures provide the variety necessary to meet the requirements for a wide range of structures. Every highlighted element maps directly to the Band 8 rubric. The gold highlights satisfy the complexity requirements, while the blue highlights demonstrate flexible use of uncommon lexical items. This paragraph achieves a high band because every word in structural pivot serves a documented function in the scoring rubric. To improve your own score, you must stop memorizing isolated lists of transition words. Instead, spend 20 minutes a day reading high-level academic texts. Treat these texts as blueprints and diagram the sentences you find there. Identify the collocations and note how professional writers use structures like participle clauses to replace basic conjunctions. Academic writing is a structural discipline. Mastering the engineering behind the sentence is the most reliable path to a Band 8 score.